And now, it's time for the Canadian version of... Sorry. What's a Canadian's favorite board game? I call my friends Dodo Birds, because, just like dinosaurs in space, they don't exist. A father and a son are playing each other in soccer on the PlayStation. And in an attempt to put his son off of his game, the dad says, "You know I have a lot of sex with your mother, right?" The son replies, "Yeah? Well, I've been deeper inside of her than you'll ever be."
What you talking about, Willis?
I love pandas. They're so chill. They be like, "Dude, racism is stupid. Look at me. I'm white, black, and Asian." I don't know about you, but I like to play chess with old bald men in the park, although sometimes it's hard to find 32 of them. A couple weeks ago, I was crossing this long rickety bridge high on top of a mountain, and halfway across there was this hobo character standing there with a cup in his hand. And he says, "Hey, can you please help out my wife and my family?" I said, "Sure," and I pushed him off the bridge.
Just want to take a moment here to thank you so very much for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell too, so you can be notified about my new content, which I release twice a week. Thanks again, and back to the show.
This guy at the gym keeps asking me if I squat. And I'm like, "No, Gary, I rent. I'm not a hobo." Summertime, where I'm always busier than a cucumber in a woman's prison. Hey, have you ever noticed that Barbie sure has a lot of nice things for a girl whose knees don't bend? Wife, you should meet my husband. He makes a living with his pen. Butcher, oh, so he's a writer? No, he raises pigs. What do you call an Ethiopian taking a shit? Show off. The inventor of the umbrella was originally going to call it brella, but he hesitated. What do you call a man who can't stand? Kneel. Wife, I'm pissed. Husband, again or still? How do you tell the gender of an ant? You drop it in some water, and if it sinks, girl ant. If it floats, sometimes you gotta switch up your swear words. You gotta keep people on their toes. Call someone a piece of fuck and tell them to go shit themselves.
What you talking about, Willis?
Of all the utensils invented to eat rice with, how in the world did two sticks win? You remember the days when people used to wait in line for the fair and pay to see the fat, bearded, and tattooed lady? Now they're everywhere. Sometimes I wonder just how many mosquitoes are dealing with meth and fentanyl addiction right now. Mom texts her son. "Son, where are you?" "Son, I'm at a strip club, Mom." "Mom, what? Did you see anything you shouldn't have?" "Son, besides all of the nude women, yeah, one thing." "Mom, let me guess. Your father?" "Son, no, my sister." There was once a man from Peru who fell asleep in a canoe. While dreaming of Venus, he played with his penis and awoke with a handful of goo. Why are Canadian students so smart? 'Cause they get a lot of A's. Women. Men are like Bluetooth. He's connected to you when you're nearby, but he searches for other devices when you're away. Men. Women are like Wi-Fi. She sees all the available devices, but only connects to the strongest one. If you think that buying condoms is awkward, try returning them for a smaller size.
What you talking about, Willis?
Dad texting his son. "Hey, you have any condoms I could use? I really need one for tonight." Son. "Dad, WTF, do you realize who you just texted?" Dad. "Yes, I know that I texted you, son, and I also know that you have some and I need one. Is that okay? I don't want to make the same mistake again. Son, is the mistake me? Dad? Hey, what's black and sits at the top of a staircase? A paraplegic after a house fire.
If you smell
That moment when you realize that Grimace is a giant butt plug, and then you come to the understanding of how he got his name. Hey, do you remember being able to get up from a chair or a sofa or a bed without making involuntary sound effects? Good times. Genders are like the Twin Towers. There used to be two, but now it's just a sensitive subject. Tony Toon's true or false game. The fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. False. The fastest way to a man's heart is through his sternum. Real men open car doors for ladies. False. A real man drives jeeps with no doors. A is for effort. False. Effort starts with an E. Actions speak louder than words. False. The loudest action is to scream. A man's at work one day when he notices that his co-worker is wearing an earring. The man knows that his co-worker is normally a very conservative type fellow and is quite curious about his sudden change in the fashion sense. So he walks up to him and says, "I didn't know you were into earrings." "Don't make such a big deal about it. Just an earring," he replies sheepishly. His friend sits there silent for a few minutes, but then his curiosity gets the best of him and he says, "So how long you been wearing one?" The co-worker replies, "Ever since my wife found it in my truck."